Hello friends, welcome to the Global Pulse. Israel's accurate infiltration into Hezbollah's home with devastating effect. Communication system destroyed with precise accuracy. Know how Israel carried out 4 operations with pager blasts. Operation Grim Beeper can be considered a great operation because through this 4 operations were carried out simultaneously. 37 people were killed in Lebanon in the explosion of thousands of pagers and walkie-talkies in 2 days, while 3,000 people were injured. This operation is one of the most carefully, quite secretly, and well-planned attacks in recent history. Recently in Lebanon, 3,000 pagers and dozens of walkie-talkies exploded simultaneously. This created panic in the whole of Lebanon. This secret operation was carried out in a brilliant manner. The name of this operation was Operation Grim Beeper. The possible involvement of Israel in the pager blasts, the precise targeting, the high-level coordination and the multiple objectives accomplished by the operation are clearly visible, which has increased the tension between Israel and Lebanon. Now let us know one by one which 4 operations were carried out simultaneously, due to which different objectives were achieved. However, one thing is clear that these possible Israeli attacks have dealt a severe blow to Hezbollah. 1. Mapping Hezbollah's supply chain and precise infiltration. The pager blasts targeting Hezbollah are believed to be the result of a masterful infiltration of the terror group's supply chain. It demonstrated Hezbollah's advanced intelligence capabilities and infiltrated the pager manufacturing and supply process by planting small explosive devices. The Israelis not only physically stopped the pagers meant for Hezbollah fighters, but they also went to the extent of creating an organization to manufacture and sell them by opening a shell company in Budapest. This is a complete operation in itself. The pagers that exploded were part of a shipment of about 5,000 devices imported by Hezbollah. This shows how effectively Israeli intelligence agencies have infiltrated and understood the inner workings of Hezbollah. The Israelis must have gathered extensive intelligence to understand and map Hezbollah's entire supply chain, including its foreign procurement network. 2. Israel created thousands of perfect explosive devices. The perfect amount of explosives was required to rig the pagers, not a gram more or a gram less. This was called PETN. Since thousands of devices were to be distributed in large quantities and over a very large area, agents had to be extremely vigilant so that the pagers did not turn into large explosive devices. It also had to be ensured that the rigged pagers did not arouse suspicion. For this, Israeli intelligence agencies developed a small explosive system that could be hidden inside the small pagers. One can only imagine how carefully planning must have gone into determining the amount of PETN to be placed inside the pagers, which resulted in controlled blasts. In one of the blasts, a Hezbollah fighter was targeted. 3. Israel planned transporting fake equipment to the target and blasting it long way before they took the action. After the first shipment of pagers for Hezbollah fighters arrived in Lebanon, Israeli intelligence agencies probably faced a few months of tension as they had to wait for the right moment to press the blast button. There was also a risk of the fake devices being detected. If only a few 100 pagers had been distributed to Hezbollah fighters, the risk would have been even less, but with reports of more than 5,000 pagers in circulation, the risk increased substantially. There was also a risk of the pagers being detected as containing explosive devices, especially when spying devices were found in shipments of solar panels coming into Syria via the Latakia port and the land border with Lebanon. According to an investigation by Syria TV in May 2024, these devices were traced to Israel and were intended to monitor the IRGC and Iran's proxies in Syria. 4. The prime goal was crippling Hezbollah's communications and fighters. It is said that communication is the key to resolving disputes. It becomes even more important during war. During war, a large amount of energy is spent in disabling the enemy's communications, which is a complete operation in itself. What was common in the 2 days of explosions was communication equipment. Disabling Hezbollah's pagers and radios has severely crippled their communication capabilities for them to effectively stand up against a militarily superior army like Israel, making defense much more difficult and vulnerable. In February, Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah asked his fighters to remove mobile phones, after which Hezbollah fighters turned off their mobile phones because Israeli intelligence agencies had infiltrated them. With all communication equipment such as mobile phones, walkie-talkies and pagers effectively disabled, Hezbollah will be severely weakened in the event of an Israeli attack. Thank you very much for being with us. Always stay tuned for the latest news and updates across the globe. Goodbye and see you soon.